Hi everyone, it's me again, Paxton. If it's your first time viewing, I'm a content specialist on the UWorld College Prep team. Today, I'm going to walk you through a question from a Research Summaries passage similar to one you'll find in the science section of the ACT exam. As I mentioned in our data representation video, the ACT science section contains 40 questions that cover biology, chemistry, physics, and earth and space science. You are given a total of 35 minutes to complete this section, so you'll need to work quickly and efficiently. There are typically 6 passages given in the science section, and you will be asked a series of questions with each passage. Now, most of the information you'll need to know to answer the questions correctly can be found in the graphs, charts, or other information provided in each passage. This section is all about being able to interpret and analyze data in order to demonstrate your science skills. Science passages on the ACT are broken down into 3 categories: data representation, research summaries, or conflicting viewpoints. Today, I'm going to show you a question from a Research Summaries passage. Research Summaries passages include descriptions of related experiments or studies. This passage includes 2 studies that investigate the effects on the growth of Japanese quail when fed a basal diet, which is a diet with minimum nutrients, versus a combination diet of a basal and distillery yeast sludge, or DYS. Now, on the real test, you will want to read a little bit more into the passage to understand why these experiments are being done. But for the question that we're going to look at today, we don't need that. So I'm just summarizing the parts that are needed for this question. This question asks, suppose that in study 2, the scientists had also tested a basal diet plus 5% DYS. Based on the results of study 2, the thigh meat weight would most likely have been, and then it gives a range of answers: less than 19.7 grams, between 19.7 grams and 19.94 grams, between 19.94 grams and 20.46 grams, and then greater than 20.46. So looking into this question, the first thing that we should notice is that it says, suppose that in study 2. So immediately, we're going to go straight to study 2 in the passage. The second thing I want you to notice is that later on, the second sentence says, based on the results of study 2. And from the passage, we can see that the results of study 2 are shown in table 2. So that's all that we're going to look at. Now, looking at table 2, we can see that it describes the body characteristics of different Japanese quail that were fed different combinations of diets. We see that these quail were fed either a basal diet plus 1.5% DYS, basal diet plus 3% DYS, basal diet plus 4.5% DYS, or basal diet plus 6% DYS. For each of the diets, the breast meat weight, the thigh meat weight, and the liver weight for each of the quail was measured and recorded. So the question says that suppose that in study 2, the scientists had also tested a basal diet plus 5% DYS. Well, notice that basal diet plus 5% DYS is not in our table. However, we can use the data in our table to predict what a quail with a basal diet plus 5% DYS thigh meat weight would actually weigh. So let's take a look. What we do notice in our table is that we have basal diet plus 4.5% DYS, and we have basal diet plus 6% DYS. Now notice that the desired diet that we have in our question, basal diet plus 5% DYS, would fall right in between those two. Because 5% is right in between 4.5% and 6.0%. So we can use the results of these 2 diets to predict our thigh meat weight of the basal diet plus 5% DYS. So from the table, we can see that the thigh meat weight of a quail with basal diet plus 4.5% DYS was 19.7 grams. And the thigh meat weight of a quail fed a basal diet plus 6% DYS was 18.35 grams. So it's likely that the results of the thigh meat weight for a basal diet plus 5% DYS will also fall right in between these two values, 19.7 grams and 18.35 grams. Now looking at our answer choices, the only one that falls in this range is choice A. We can assume that a quail that's fed basal diet plus 5% DYS would most likely have a thigh meat weight that would be less than 19.7 grams. I hope this has been helpful information. If it has, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And remember, your dream school requires a dream score. So keep studying and prepping with UWorld. Your hard work is going to pay off. See you next time.